Breaking the news that's already broken. It's time for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
Today is National Prayer Day, not to be confused with Fall Sundays for the Carolina Panthers, which is Don't Have a Prayer Day. Jean-Claude Van Damme turned 62 today. He got famous for being able to spread his legs really far apart long before Kim Kardashian did. A California bakery made a replica of Harrison Ford from bread called Pan Solo. Up next, you guessed it, Yeast Witherspoon.
Prospector ruins everything, even the news. Tune in.
Rock 107's Prospector. Trick-or-treating, I hate it. Candy, I love it. Maybe that's why I don't let trick-or-treaters at my house, so I could just have all the candy, you know? Maybe that's what it is. But look, regardless of my hatred for people ringing the doorbell in costume and expecting candy for simply saying 3 words, I do want to decide what the best Halloween candy is, so I've done it bracket style. Prospector's Halloween candy bracket up at Twitter. My Twitter is twitter.com/angryprospector. It's also up at rock107.com. Those are the ways you can vote. Now, yesterday, Milky Way defeated Candy Corn. Not a shock. And Reese's Peanut Butter Cups just crushed Smarties. Again, not a shock. Today's battle's a little tighter. Snickers versus Almond Joy. Skittles versus Kit Kat. And that one is 50-50 at this point. You can make that change. The polls are open now. They open at 4 a.m. each day. They close at 10 a.m. each day. Before Halloween, we will decide what the best Halloween candy to give away to kids and or keep for yourself is, all through our Prospector Halloween candy brackets. Head to rock107.com. Click on the brackets. You'll see them there. The polls are there. You can vote anytime between now and 10 o'clock this morning, and we'll figure out who is moving on to the next round. Is it Snickers or Almond Joy? Is it Skittles or Kit Kat? Hey, that's up to you.
Let's face it. It's not the day you face. It's how you face the day.
You should see the look on your face.
Face it with Prospector on Northeast PA's Classic Rock, Rock 107. He's quirky and cranky, and that makes for a lot of awkward interactions.
What a jerk.
Help Prospector learn from his mistakes. It's time for Am I a Jerk on Rock 107.
A woman who works here in the building broke her leg and was out of work for about a week or so. Now she's back. She's on crutches. We had a group meeting in a conference room on another floor, the floor where she works, and we're walking down the hall, and I commented that you'd never even know you had a bum leg. Well, she turns to me coldly. My brother is homeless, and he walks just fine, thank you. I never even thought about bum in that context. I'm like, bum, it's not working, it's bad, whatever. I didn't think of somebody who was homeless. Now I feel like maybe I'm a jerk, but I don't know if I should feel that way. Am I a jerk? What do you think? Open mic on the Rock 107 app from your iPhone or Android, or get on the Rock lines 1-888-ROCK 107. Kim says, maybe next time think of who you're joking with. Michelle says, absolutely not a jerk. She's oversensitive. Maybe she should take her brother in. And Deb says, I usually think you're a jerk, but not this time. I'll take that win, Deb. Ken from Pittston on the Rock lines. Am I a jerk?
Prospector, I think she's the jerk.
Yeah?
She sees her brother walking homeless on the street. Why doesn't she let him put a tent up in the backyard?
Or bring her in the house. But, by the same token, we don't know if she's in this city. He might live in New York City or something like that. Or he might have some other issues. Who knows? But I get what you're saying. Terry says you're not a jerk. She took it the wrong way. She's twisting your words. And the folks at Shamrock Custom Cycles on Facebook.com/Angry Prospector says having a bum leg is a term that's been around forever. So is being a bum, not necessarily homeless. I know a lot of bums in Washington. Open mic on the Rock 107 app. Am I a jerk?
Hey, Prospector, Don checking in. No, you're not a jerk. We got to get rid of this people being so touchy about everything that we say. You're not a jerk. She needs to lighten up a little bit.
Lighten up, man. And Keith says, Prospector, not a jerk. It's a saying, and we've all used it at one time to describe a leg or an arm injury or some kind of thing like that. But bum could be used to describe a lazy person who doesn't want to work either, which I think was her point. So Keith's saying, I'm not a jerk either. Am I a jerk? Lady had a broken leg. I said, you'd never even know you had a bum leg. She's like, my brother is homeless, and he walks just fine, thank you. Does that make me a jerk? 1-888-ROCK 107. Open mic on the Rock 107 app. A friend who's also a paramedic was one of the first people on the scene. Hours later, they welcomed a healthy baby girl named Charlotte.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107. Social media gave everyone a voice. Wouldn't it be better if some people had laryngitis? It's the wisdom of Twitter. The most amazing tweets of the week. Twitter handles have been changed to protect the stupid. On Rock 107.
WTF for real says, well, I guess I'm a reptilian because I can spell. Who knew? And typo or stupid 570 tweets, I just drunk some inspired milk.
The wisdom of Twitter.
English is a funny language asks, what do leaves have to do with aluminum foil? And looking for a palindrome tweets, if you spell skeletons backwards, it still spells skeletons.
The wisdom of Twitter.
Mean Candy Lover says, hey, caramel is a bitch. Unfortunate Error 83 writes, I'm trying new ways to relax. I'm currently into essential oils and incest.
The wisdom of Twitter.
These PA's Classic Rock 107, and time for another Prospector prank call. Got an email from a guy named Tony who works for a plumbing company, and it's actually funny because he works for a plumbing company that I know one of the owners of the plumbing company, but he wants to prank his boss, so he's like, hey, Prospector, can you do that? So I replied, I'll give it a shot, so I'm going to call the other owner who I met once or twice, but I don't know personally. Here I am posing as a customer with a bit of an issue.
Yeah, this is Andre.
Yeah, is this Andre with plumbing?
Yes, this is him.
Hey, Andre, this is Rick. You're doing the job for me over on Pine Street?
Yeah, Pine Street, that's us.
Okay, I have kind of a quick issue, if you don't mind, if you have a second.
Yeah, of course. What's going on?
Well, the guys on your job are using some language that around my children, and I have a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old, and what's going on is they're repeating a lot of the stuff they're hearing your guys saying, and it is not going over good in the household, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. You know, we try not to use that kind of language. Obviously, we're a professional business. Anything I can do to help. I have an example of what's been said?
Well, specifically, and I don't normally talk this way, but one of the words that my son was saying the other night is caulking. And we don't use that kind of language at my house.
You mean caulking as in the tub area?
Well, wherever you put it, I just think there's probably another word you could use instead because, you can imagine how it sounds when my son is walking around saying that. I mean, he's doing it to everybody he knows, right?
Well, I mean, that's what it's called. It's called caulking.
Right. I prefer if you don't keep saying it. The point is, if your guys could, is there another word they could use for it?
There isn't. I mean, we're plumbers. So we lay down pipe and we caulk.
Well, there's another phrase he was saying the other day. Okay, it doesn't sound good to his teacher to hear that a strange man came to the house and was laying pipe while Daddy was gone.
I mean, there's not much I can do about that. I mean, we are plumbers.
But you don't have to say that, right? You don't have to use that term. You could be like, hey, we're installing plumbing. That's another way of saying that, right?
Well, we're very specific on our job. I mean, if somebody's going to go lay pipe or caulk the tile, that's what.
See, just hearing yourself say that, right? It's not. Listen, one of your other guys just got done telling another guy, hand me the dope, okay? So now my 5-year-old's walking around going, hand me the dope.
What are you talking about?
I mean, is that something you use, dope?
Yes, it's dope. It's for the pipes. I mean, I don't know.
Okay, but you can't sit there and talk like that in front of kids. Do you have children?
I do have children.
Well, I bet you don't use plumbing terms around them, do you?
I sure do.
Really? And nobody's giving you any...
He works with me.
He works with you? How old is your kid? Maybe that explains it. I have a 5 and a 7-year-old. They're going to... Obviously, you never had young children, or if you did...
I just feel like you're being a little uptight.
Uptight? Okay, so do you want to go to my kid's school and explain to them that a strange man is laying pipe in the house while Daddy's gone?
That's not my job. He's your kid.
My job is to make a prank call on you, okay?
Wait a minute. What do you mean?
Yes, it's a prank call. It's a prank call. I'm Prospector, and you've been pranked.
Oh, no, man, you have me going. Who put you up to this?
Tony, who works for you. Do you know Tony?
Yeah, Tony's going to get it tonight.
What's a yambag? A fool, an idiot, a blockhead, a dunce, or an ignoramus. You know, a dullard, simpleton, or a clot, nitwit, dipstick, pea-brain, mouth breather, or cretin.
It's now time to announce the winner of Prospector's Yambag of the Day, as decided by you at rock107.com.
Here are the nominees. Nominee number 1,
This should go without saying, but if you're using a stolen credit card, you don't need to worry about coupons and saving money. A 30-year-old woman in Michigan named Ashley Trout went on a shopping spree with a stolen credit card recently. And she was caught because at one stop, a Tractor Supply store, she used her personal rewards card. Yeah, maybe she was hoping to get a deal, the rewards point, or maybe it was just habit. But connecting the transactions to her loyalty account made it easy for the cops to track her down. And it just wasn't one stolen credit card, no. Ashley and her husband Edward confessed to breaking into at least 15 storage units in the last 3 months. They'd sell the stolen stuff online. The credit cards were from one of the units. They were charged with conducting a criminal enterprise, breaking and entering with intent, possession of a stolen credit card, and larceny of a firearm.
Nominee number 2.
Even drug smugglers are getting into the holiday spirit. Last week, U.S. Customs and Border Protection uncovered more than $400,000 worth of meth in a 2012 Ford Escape arriving from Mexico. It was supposedly 44 pounds of liquid meth. The drugs were inside 136 condoms, which were then stuffed inside 4 pumpkins. No plastic decorations either. No, real, howled-out pumpkins. The driver and the passenger were taken into custody for further investigation, and even though it's Halloween season, a rep for U.S. Customs called the hiding place rather novel.
And the winner is
the woman who got caught using a stolen credit card because she also used her loyalty card. You need the points that bad? You're looking for a discount? It's a stolen credit card. You're the Yambag of the day, and we'll move on to Friday's Yambag of the Week competition. Keep it here weekday mornings for nominees for Prospector's Yambag of the Week on Rock 107. Thanks for listening to Prospector's Prime Cuts podcast. Be sure to catch us live weekdays from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app. A free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cut.